Yes, sir.
It starts with a plume of smoke on the horizon. Another day, another explosion in this endless war of attrition. But for those who analyze the rhythm of this conflict, early February 2026 wasn't just another day. It was a masterclass in modern warfare. It was a brutal, undeniable demonstration of a power shift that has been unfolding in the shadows for months. On that day, Russian reconnaissance drones, the silent eyes in the sky that never blink, identified two high-value targets. The first, near the locality of Volnyansk, was a Ukrainian S-300 air defense battery. We're talking about a full complement: the radar that sees the threat, the command vehicle that controls the battle, and 3 launchers ready to fire. The second target, found near Volodarovka, was a prized American-supplied HIMARS multiple launch rocket system. Now here is where the story takes a turn that would make military planners in the West sit up and take notice. These weren't destroyed by a lengthy artillery barrage or a lucky drone drop. They were erased from the battlefield by a single weapon system each, the Russian Iskander-M ballistic missile. In one strike, a radar, 3 launchers, and their crews gone. In another strike, a HIMARS launcher and up to 10 Ukrainian troops eliminated. And this brings us to the central, perplexing, and frankly, terrifying question of this war. How is it that the very systems designed to destroy incoming missiles, these expensive, advanced, Western-provided air defense shields, are consistently becoming the primary targets and victims of Russian missile technology? Let's sit with that question for a second, because it defies conventional logic. Think of it like this. You build a fortress to protect against arrows, but the enemy's arrows are so precise and so powerful that they are now specifically hunting and destroying your fortress walls. That's the reality in Ukraine right now, and the bow firing these arrows is the Iskander-M. To understand why the Patriot and the S-300 are failing, you first have to understand what they are up against. The Escander-M isn't just a missile, it's a hunter-killer system. We aren't talking about a simple ballistic rock that follows a predictable arc. The Escander-M performs complex maneuvers during its flight. It follows a quasi-ballistic trajectory. What does that mean? It means that at the final stage, the terminal phase, when an air defense system has only seconds to react, it can perform a sharp dive. It can jink and juke. This makes it incredibly difficult to track and even harder to hit. Think about that. A system that costs over $1 billion, firing interceptors that cost millions each, can be rendered virtually blind by a missile that refuses to fly straight. When a target suddenly changes its flight path, the interceptor's software and system have less time to calculate and adjust the interception. The probability of a successful interception drops dramatically. The Patriot is designed to hit a bullet with a bullet, but what happens when that bullet starts zigzagging in the last second? The interceptor flies right past it. This is why you see the footage. This is why HIMARS launchers, which require time to pack up and move after firing to avoid counter-battery fire, are getting caught. Their every move is observed by Russian reconnaissance drones, and the moment they are spotted, the Iskander-M is on its way, a phone call from the sky that you cannot screen. But the failure isn't limited to ballistic missiles. Let's talk about the Patriot's most embarrassing moments, which have been captured on video for the entire world to see. There's a particular piece of footage that keeps military analysts up at night. It's nighttime over a Ukrainian city. Russian bombers, lurking safely inside Russian airspace, release a volley of Kh-101 cruise missiles. Now, the Kh-101 is subsonic. It's slow. It's not a high-tech, hyperspeed wonder weapon. By all accounts, this should be easy pickings for a Patriot system. The Patriot is hypersonic capable in its interceptors. It should swat these slow-moving targets out of the sky with ease. But the footage tells a different story. The Ukrainian Patriot crew, detecting the threat, does its job. They fire an interceptor. The missile streaks into the night sky. But then, something goes horribly wrong. The KH-101, flying low and steady, simply flies under the Patriot interceptor. The Patriot missile continues on its trajectory, seemingly confused, flying randomly, looking for a target that is no longer where its software predicted it would be. Moments later, another Patriot interceptor is launched, and it suffers the same fate, flying erratically while the KH-101 successfully strikes its target. So why is this happening? How is a subsonic missile beating a hypersonic interceptor? The answer is a combination of tactics and technology. First, the Russians have equipped their cruise missiles with thermal decoys and electronic warfare countermeasures. These decoys light up the sky with false heat signatures, confusing the seeker head of the Patriot interceptor. Second, and this is crucial, it's about volume and suppression. The Russians are saturating the battlefield. They fire so many missiles that they can overwhelm the Patriot's radar and its limited magazine. It's not that the technology is inherently bad, it's that the system is being bled dry and outsmarted by an adaptive enemy. Now, let's cross the lines. Let's look at the Russian side. If the Ukrainian sky is a leaky sieve, the Russian sky is a solid steel dome. And at the center of that dome is the S-400 Triumf. While the Patriot struggles to find its target, the S-400 is compiling a combat record that is proving unmatched in this conflict. What makes it so dominant? It's a combination of range, adaptability, and integration. The S-400 can engage targets out to 400 kilometers. It can simultaneously track hundreds of targets and engage dozens of the most dangerous ones at once. But more importantly, it is designed to kill exactly the kinds of threats Ukraine is trying to use. We have reports detailing the S-400's success against the very weapons that were supposed to turn the tide for Ukraine. We're talking about ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and aircraft. While Ukrainian HIMARS launchers are getting picked off by Iskanders before they can fire, Russian S-400s are systematically intercepting Ukrainian missiles. The S-400, integrated with Russia's wider network of electronic warfare and shorter-range systems, creates a layered defense that is proving incredibly difficult to penetrate. The confidence in this system is so absolute that Russia has taken the extraordinary step of integrating it onto its largest warship. We are talking about the Admiral Nakhimov, one of the world's largest cruisers. Why put a land-based system on a ship? Because the S-400's range and power provide a fleet with an umbrella of protection that no other naval system can match. It turns a cruiser into a floating fortress, capable of projecting air denial across hundreds of miles of ocean. It's a recognition that this system is not just a weapon, it's a strategic asset. That's all for today, and thank you guys for watching the video and supporting the channel all along the way.